Hey goddesses, how y'all doing? I hope your day is glorious. I hope it's amazing. I hope it's spectacular, honey. I do. I do. I'm just sending you all that goodness. All the goodness is going out to you right now. I hope you're feeling it. I hope you're feeling it. So, this video, right? This workshop, oh my gosh. Okay, so why we must make ourselves a priority. So, in any workshop we do, we start with why this matters. Like, what about this is important? And then, honey, then the subsequent videos, we go to the how to. Okay? So, here we're just going to share why it's important. What about it is important? Okay? So, why do we need to make ourselves a priority? What, like, really, like, because we hear it all the time, right? I need to make myself more of a priority in my own life. I put my kids first, my husband, my partner first, my career first, maybe I'm someone's caretaker, and everybody's first, right? And I'm last. And then, worst of all, I feel guilty for making myself a priority. So then, it creates this energy of I feel guilty. And then later down the road, I'm resentful sometimes of the very people that I made a priority over me because, well, then they don't turn around and make me a priority. And so then we live on this cycle of being burned out. And that, I'm going to tell you, and it is a cycle that unless we choose to get off, it's just going to keep going. Okay. And so it's so very, very important, honey, that we make ourselves a priority. It's so very important. So I just want to go so now that you're kind of understanding that cycle. Sorry, okay, I'm back. Now that you're kind of understanding the cycle, let's look at some reasons as to why it's so important. Okay, the first thing is we teach others how to treat us. Okay, so look, goddesses, if I'm not making me a priority, I'm not teaching people to make me a priority. What I'm teaching people when I don't make myself a priority is that I don't matter, that my needs are not important. I'm actually saying what you need is way more important than what I need. And then I'm expecting someone to then figure out how to give me what I need. Look, when we treat ourselves well, when we make ourselves a priority, we say to other people, I matter. I'm important. And not that you're not important, but I'm not going to throw myself and my well-being out the window to make sure you are okay. Okay? And even with our children, beautiful goddesses, sometimes I got to give you the blink. Sometimes we treat our children like we're kind of told, they're supposed to be the main thing, the main focus. No. We teach our children how to care about other people by caring about ourselves. We teach our children how to be considerate with other people when we're considerate with ourselves, right? Okay? And so we are constantly teaching people how to treat us. So when I say, I'm basically saying my energies, my actions are saying I'm not important when I continuously put other people in front of me, or rather, I'm not as important as you are. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we don't want to hear that. Sometimes goddesses, we don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. Okay. The next reason why, it's just a problem when we don't see ourselves as important and make ourselves a priority is we create imbalanced relationships. Okay. So that's never a good thing. And how do we create imbalanced relationships? Well, a balanced relationship holds a space where one person takes care of themselves, the other person takes care of themselves, and then when I can help you, I help you. When you can help me, you help me, and we kind of create this balance. But if I'm not making myself a priority, I'm not putting myself or my needs into the relationship, then the relationship is going to be imbalanced. And a lot of times you may have heard someone complain about, I give, and no one ever gives to me. Well, that's because you created an imbalance in your relationships, right? And a lot of times God says, look, we have to remember, we do have the power to change how we relate to people. We cannot change what someone else is doing. But sometimes some of us out here, honey, being straight martyrs in these streets, honey. Some of us are out here being straight martyrs, and we just laying ourselves down, hoping that somebody finally gonna see I give so much, I do so much. And sometimes we got to check that. We have to say, you know what? My martyrdom is putting me in some funky places with the people I love. And it's creating imbalanced relationships because I refuse to stand up and say I matter and I'm important. I refuse to do that. I refuse to make myself a priority. Sometimes we got to tell ourselves that hard truth, sugar. Sometimes we got to be the ones that say, okay, real time, real talk. I am not standing for myself here. I am not doing it. I am not doing it. Okay? And therefore, I can change it. But when we're in this place that they do this and they do that, and they won't let me have time to myself, they won't let me know. No one's going to let, because we've built this imbalanced relationship. And it's not up to them to let us have anything. It's up to us to decide that this is what I want, this is what matters to me, and I'm going to make myself a priority. Okay? And the third thing we've got here is we set ourselves up to have disappointment. Like, we set ourselves up for disappointment when we don't make ourselves a priority, because no one knows better how to take care of you than you. No one knows more what you need than you, right? Right? Okay, goddesses. So if that is the case, right? If that is the case, then when we don't make ourselves a priority, we enter into these imbalanced relationships. We create these imbalanced relationships where we are not teaching people. We're teaching people that what we need is not important. Okay? And then, but that's not true. It's not true. Because what we need is important, right? And ultimately we learned that because when what we need, that need isn't met for long enough, then we find ourselves feeling resentful, angry, frustrated, burned out, right? And so then we set ourselves up for disappointment. We set ourselves up for our needs to not be met. We set ourselves up for the people around us to not even know what our needs are, or worse, not care, because we don't care. That's how it works, beautiful goddesses. It is a cycle, and it's a cycle that you can break. It's a cycle that you can break. And so if you want to know more about this, if you're already a member of Patreon, sugar, just go on to the next video. If you're not a member of Patreon, then go on and join me at patreon.com/allthingsgoddessy. The link is in the bio or the description. Join me, because you are worthy of having a life that is amazing. You're worthy of living like the goddess that you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right. Well, that's it, and that's all. And I'll see y'all on the flip side. And in the meantime, how do we do all things? Honey, we do all things goddessy.